to the 80s tapes. Okay, welcome those of you who might not have ever been here and just stumbled in, but we have a segment we do here right off the bat called
I didn't know.
and I have this little booklet here that I write down bands I didn't know because I want this to be educational. This is reactionary to tapes from 40 years ago. I know what I'm finding out. Anyway, it's 40 years ago. I remember most of the bands and not always the name of the song, but the bands. And if I don't, I let YouTube find them because it always looks for copyright material. It finds them, it tells me. So if there are ones I don't know and YouTube finds it, I write it down here. Last week was super easy because it was an archive of all of my Monkeys albums. I took my albums, you put them to tape so they're mobile. So I had a little tape player back in the 80s so I could carry around my music. Kind of like a boombox, kind of like the thing I played the tapes on for this show. So if they're all one band, the Monkeys, it's pretty easy. If you like the Monkeys, go check out the Monkey podcast, the one from last week. It has a lot of great music on it. Plus, I have some educational stuff on it, some stories about the Monkeys. And this week, well, this is a quintessential tape. It's this tape right here. This BASF. This is the thumbnail tape. This is the tape I used for the thumbnail that promotes the podcast, the 80s Tapes podcast. So, unlike the last couple weeks, I tried to do this all reactionary. I don't plan any of this. I just find a tape, pop it in, hope it plays. We've had broken tapes. We have tapes that have been like possessed, demonic. They're like, and some of them lag a little and they're a little slow with the music. You know, 40-year-old tapes are only supposed to last 10. That stuff happens. But this tape, I know it. I know what songs are on it. I said the last couple weeks, uh, one couple of tapes weren't my tapes. A couple of tapes didn't work. They had music, not my 80s music. They had other music on it. Not that I only like 80s, I like all kinds, but I did this podcast so I could have fun, kick back, listen to some of my old tapes from high school and college, have fun, do it as a live, share it with people if they come in. And like I said, it was the last couple weeks been kind of depressing and just a little bit of a letdown last week. I love the Monkeys and all that. I really wanted to listen to some Michael Hayes. Anyway, so now I have one. Hopefully the tape works because it does have some really high quality underground, more rare 80s music because it tells me on here. So yeah, so this is gonna be a fun one. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. In the live, what I do is I have a slideshow that I play in the background that has a lot of 80s photo, 80s band, just, something to kind of liven it up. In the podcast, it's just a still that runs over the whole thing because, as far as I knew, podcasts, they're supposed to be listened to, not watched. Although it's kind of an argument now because people are doing video podcasts. It's kind of like, remember there were blogs and then there were vlogs because blog is written and people want to do video blogs, so they call them vlogs. And now it's kind of the argument that's going on with podcasts. Should it be just audio? Should it be video? Should it be so mine? I do this, which is a live when I record it, and I have the visual, and then I download tomorrow. Then I re-edit it, put up the still image, and touch up the audio and that, and then I load it as a podcast. And I also put these podcasts are on YouTube where I do them, but I've also been putting them on Spotify. They have Spotify for creators. So I put them on there now. I said I'm just doing this for fun. I've had health issues and didn't think I'd ever be on or do videos again, and this is something I do just sitting here. And I said I might not be able to fish because I used to have fish channel. I can't skate anymore. I can't do much physical things, but I can sit in a chair and push the play button. So I have this little audio tape player here, the one that I got it for my birthday. And it's not the best, but I'm not doing this to be a boom, 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 like party channel. This is a chill, listen to really cool music, and I give you little updates, tell you the band, tell you stories about them. So yeah, that's sort of the premise of the podcast. And like I said, I've been waiting to play this tape, but now we're about like 30 something tapes in, 40 tapes, 30 tapes, something like that. And I've gotten to the point that I'm going to be able to do this one. I have another BSF that's the same exact tape, a different music on it, but I'm to the point where, hey, Corvarts, that I'm like, this is my college music. The 84 prior was high school, becoming and learning to skate, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, yeah, I've been telling people that if you really like the underground club music, in a couple weeks, it's going to really rev up and get going. This is a humdinger of a tape. And, well, let's just get into it. And hopefully it's the tape that I think it is, and it plays. Oh, there we go. And it's the Smiths. I have it taped a little low. And I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure I know every band on it. And like I said, this is Smiths, but as far as the name of the song, I'm not that good at the name of the songs, and a lot of times I have them written down, but I find out that's not the name of the song. So, Smiths were a great underground band of the 80s. Morrissey, that's the lead singer, Morrissey. And he went single, had a pretty good career as being a single artist. He's known for happy music with sad lyrics. Like, one of their big hits, Smiths, was Girlfriend in a Coma. Great song. Not the best words, but yeah, Girlfriend in a Coma. Another big hit was Hairdresser on Fire. He's meant to be like a kind of a emo type guy, very kind of down. And I don't know, never met him personally, but love their music. I classify them as just they're alternative 80s. I don't know. I don't really wouldn't classify them as new wave. More alternative rock, kind of on the darker side. They're not They're not gothic, they're not electro, they're just good alternative music. And some of it's a little dark. Yeah, this is a great tape. Boy, I actually put space in between the songs? Wow. Um, my birthday was good. Oh, by the way, May 31st was my birthday, which was, well, now a couple weeks ago. I don't know, I feel 60 now, though. Usually after a birthday, I don't feel much different, but this one, I was feeling old. I'm like, oh, damn. I left the 50s, I'm now in the 60s. And I'm trying to, damn it. Having a brain fart right now. Why can't I think of the name of this band? Oh, Pet Shop Boys, West Side Girls. It's only one of their most famous songs. And it's the 12-inch single, the 12-inch club mix. I always try to keep people in more because there's, like I said, there's a lot more dubs, there's club mixes, there's, I don't know. We had 12-inch singles, it's a regular album but a single, it had the hit on it, plus usually maybe a special single added to it, and often had a couple different versions of the song and different remixes. I don't think this is this doesn't sound like the actual 12-inch dance hit. This seems like, I don't know, this one sounds like the extended 12-inch dance remix, if that makes any sense. We were weird with mixing and remixing songs in the 80s. I guess it's marketing. Yeah, this isn't the I remember the dance mix that everyone at the clubs was about 6 minutes. This one I think runs it's like 7 minutes maybe. There's a little more music and less lyrics, which seems like would be the opposite. It seems like if it was more music, less lyrics, it would be a better dance mix, but that's just not the way it usually worked out. The dance mix kept all of the lyrics, plus remixed it and over-exaggerated the music and everything to make it really dancey while you sang to the song. But this was more of a not so much a dance mix for me. It was more of a cool music at a party mix where you're hanging around and yeah, no, this is the, I don't know, I said if I didn't have the stroke and I was able to dance, I could show you the cool. This is sort of the gothic, the dark gothic dance that you did to this. I don't know. I saw one of the new singers, like XXXEO or whatever. I saw her play on like Kimmel or something, and she was doing the dance. I was like, "That's the '80s gothic dance. That's our dance." It was so, I don't know, it was so cool to see somebody, and especially somebody new, that's modern now, do a dance that we kind of invented back in the 80s. I was like, wow, that's our dance. And I used to wear, they had those karate shoes. You bought them at like CVS or something, and they were black, and they had like a plastic sole, and on the bottom they had like Chinese lettering, and they were like, I don't know, but they were the big shoe for dancers because the bottom was plastic, and when you moved around, you could slide your feet really easy on the floor, and yeah. And it was especially for that song, because when you danced, you kind of, almost like you kind of wiggled your feet in the mashed potato. But this one, you kind of slid your feet in front of you like that, and you kind of moved your arms like, I don't know. It was kind of a not hip-hop Cabbage Patch Kid dance. You know, the Cabbage Patch, where you did the things with your arms while you were dancing. They kind of along those, but to the gothic music. Wow, I didn't know which. I think so. Just go with me. Hear me, the old man. Yeah, but this was their huge hit. West End Girls. This pretty much, this song paid for their life. A one-hit wonder, but that one hit gives you money for the rest of your life. Yeah, Pet Shop Boys. I don't know where they went. I think they did, like a lot of 80s bands, started doing like movie soundtracks and TV music and background stuff. I might be wrong, but I think that's where they went. And they might still be there today. And as I've said before, yeah, and I said before, Liza Minnelli did some of the backup lyrics on them. She do them before they were a band and was friends with them. And Liza Minnelli has a great voice, so she said, "Hey guys, you ever need me? I'll do some backup singing for you." I don't know if she's on this song. I never researched which songs she did backup vocals, but nowadays most people, Liza Minnelli, who? What? Old singer and actress. I didn't keep track of it. I said the song, I think it's a 7-minute song. Might even be 8 minutes. That was a problem with a lot of the 80s songs. We like long songs. I said in the club, most 12-inch hits were around 5.5 to 6.5 minutes long, on average. And then we did I had one, the Pet Shop, I think it was like 9.5 minutes long. Too long for a same song. I can't believe I actually put blank spaces in between these. I thought most of this was, at this point, was back to being off the radio. Of The Cure. And most of this off the radio at this point was off RLS, Robert Louis Stevenson radio station, which is a private high school in Pebble Beach. And still around today, it's 91.3, I think. I saw it, I have it on my car. But it's like a public PBS style station now, and they do a lot of talk radio on it. But at this point, it was for they had a high school, they had a high school media class. And one of your classes you could take was radio DJ. So I actually had a lot of friends that, yeah. Nope, just raised. Yeah, this is a really famous song. It's Depeche Mode. Off their very first album. And I'm pretty sure this too was 79 or 78, I think. Like, remember I told you when I said The Cure, you said they started in 76? Well, Depeche Mode was right there with them. It was a response to disco. A lot of bands didn't like disco, so they had to create a new sound. That's where punk came from, too. Punk was late 70s. And that was really angry music. Yeah, this is... Yeah. That's what I would argue with people. Because I get in arguments with 80s DJs that would play this stuff. And I'd go, you know, this isn't really 80s music. This is late 70s music. But their argument was it became a hit on the Billboard charts in the 80s. So that verified it being played at a 80s night or at an 80s themed radio show. And I said, but you're lying to people because it's a late 70s music. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, well, hip hop too. Hip hop started in the late 70s. And then it was good in the 80s and turned to that stupid, crappy gangster rap in the 90s. Yeah, but a lot of the rapping, scratching, hip-hoppy stuff you hear, like Dougie Fresh and that stuff, that was the late 70s. Mirroring and around the same time with all that disco. Wow, this is a great shape. only what? 3 songs in? 4 songs? Oh, Killing Time. Another kind of dark song. God, who is this? Is this Echo and the Bunnymen? I think it's Echo and the Bunnymen. At least that's where my mind's going. Great song though. And this was the band I saw. I saw it at the Greek Amphitheater in like 85 or 86. I saw him with Gene Loves Jezebel and New Order. They were the headliners. It was Echo. I think. I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's off the album Cutter. Their big hit was Lips Like Sugar, which was like an album or two after this. Well, their big radio hit, their one-hit wonder, I guess, was Lips Like Sugar, which I've already played on one of my other tapes earlier in this 80s Tapes podcast. But this is another, it's kind of gothic. I don't think they ever labeled themselves as gothic, but the song is kind of that, has that sort of darker gothic feel to it. A lot of my friends that loved Echo were goths, or played the part, wore dark clothes, wore makeup. I'm trying to think of who else this would be if it wasn't Echo. No, I'm sticking with Echo. Echo and the Bunnymen, full name. Sounds like his voice. That's it. 40 plus years ago. But I like that they have the strings in it. Always like a band that plays. I know, I'm supposed to be the educated one. Oh, it's a great song. I think the famous song was Killing Moon. Now, see, this one I might know the name of the song and not be right on the band, but it's a great song. Lots of emotion. It's got some of that U2 kind of feel to it. The early U2. Joshua Tree. There's the strings again. Yeah, this is great. Sorry, I get emotional, damn it. People just, I don't know, I don't hear music like this anymore. I mean, I don't know. It was a small existence in the 80s. That's why I call it alternative and underground. It definitely wasn't a top 40. Oh, God. Oh, it's Depeche Mode again. Shaped in Disease. I knew I'd get it. You can't miss his voice. And this guy almost, well, he almost committed suicide in the early 90s. And it was a failed suicide attempt. And then they actually came out with some pretty good songs that wouldn't have existed if he would have did himself in. But he's gay. I don't know if that had something to do with it, but his orientation is gay. I don't know how you word it these days. Yeah, he came up. They came up. They had more sort of. Anyway, this is sort of electronic type of music. They had more kind of techno-y, more electro than this, but this would be most goths considered Depeche Mode a gothic band. So, and when I say with a dark tint to it about music, I mean they kind of have a gothic-y kind of feel to them anyway. Not majority of their music was considered gothic. But this would be a definition of a gothic song. This sound. Yeah, they're still around. And they had some pretty good, I mean, this is our early 80s. This might have been 79. But they had some pretty good, yeah, they had a good songs in the 90s. They had some hit, or a pretty good album that came out in the 90s. And like you said, they're in Germany. Yeah, they're still around. But yeah, this is because a lot of gothic nowadays, and if you watch it on TV and a sitcom where they're at a gothic club and you see all the kids, they're listening to industrial music, not gothic music. Goth became industrial with Nine Inch Nails. They sort of coined the industrial music. It was sort of electronic goth, if that makes any sense. But Nine Inch Nails were considered Gothic, the goths loved them, but their music was industrial. If you want to get technical, I guess. Oh, where are we going? Yeah, see, it's off the radio. You can tell there's no spaces. Great song. God, who is this? Yeah, yeah, a lot of them they're still out there. I can't think of who this is. I recognize the voice. Ah, I can't. Ah, this buggery. Hopefully YouTube finds it. Another great song. It's got that darker. Why is it just an echo again? It might be echo delayment. Ah, it's not in excess. I always loved the song. I'm not sure if I really ever knew exactly who sang it, but YouTube should find this one. God, it's such a good tape. Now I know why I used it for my thumbnail. Just in case people looked on the promotion to see what kind of songs I was going to be playing. If they see all these on there, they're like, wow. Just some good underground club hits. Yeah, this tape played a lot at the beach bonfires we had. Kick the bag. Just have them dancing around out on the beach, drinking beer. Being with my dark friends.
Give me a call, 625-5078. Keep me company.
That's a high school kid. Uh-oh. No idea. I was gonna. It might have been Black Mirage. It's their sound, but I don't know who this is. It's got that kind of. It's got a kind of a ska I don't know. Kind of jazz ska kind of sound. Might be a ska band. Might be Untouchables. It's got a cool sound. Yeah, the other one might be Black. You're right, it might be Black Lodge. I like this song a lot though. I mean, of course, it's my game. I pressed record. It's got that kind of. It might be a ska band. It might be Untouchables. Kind of sounds like their voices. But it's coming from a high school radio station. So it's not top 40. Well, again, maybe YouTube will catch it. Yeah, I like it though. It does have that. Echo and Whiteman. Same song, right? Or this is a different one. This is the Killing Moon. But I'm sure this is Echo the Whiteman. One of my favorites. I mean, obviously, I went saw him live. And I'm pretty sure this is 85. Yeah, I forget, it was me, my friend Bill Stacy, and my friend, I think Brendan, somebody, but the three of us went to the concert. They were my music buddies. Great song, though. They all have such there's such emotion in this music. It grabs you deep. Great lyrics. I just remember dancing to this. music at so many different clubs up in the San Jose area and Salinas. There were a couple like cool underground clubs in the 80s in Salinas. But we often drove up to, like One Step Beyond was a big one. There was the Oasis Club, which it was more kind of mainstream, but it had some underground nights, and you dance on top of swimming pools. They had swimming pools underneath the plexiglass. I remember those two. But One Step Beyond, that's where I saw Ramones. I saw the Untouchables there. I saw Addison Camera there. I think I might have seen one or two other bands there. But it was out in the middle of a bunch of factories. I mean, you drove up to just inside San Jose, and on roads it was all just factories around, and one of the factories was a club at night. It was big too. Had a huge dance floor, a huge bar, a huge stage. The stage was like 5-6 feet up, like a big cement. You stood like this, looking up at the band. Wow. Hey. This is all such. This isn't my music. If I could stamp a music on me, it would be this music. Like music was a smell, and you could just stink like it. I'd stink like this. It's Talking Heads. David Byrne. Still around? Solo. Great song. Yes. Road to Nowhere. Which we often were in the 80s. Trying to find parties in this Monterey area. Sometimes you'd be driving towards Big Sur, driving somewhere in Pebble Beach, yeah. We're often on the road to nowhere. And they weren't new wave to me. They were alternative rock. Some people thought they're called Talking Heads new wave. They weren't, I don't know, they weren't cheesy enough for me to be new wave. A quintessential new wave was Men at Work. And their music was kind of cheesy. Of course, they're Australian, but. I know I teach you words sometimes. I don't know, to me, this music has depth. It's like it came from a real artist, not somebody writing just to be a top 40 hit. It's had something behind it. Like I said, we drove around on roads to nowhere. To me, it was a different era. It's a good. Yeah, I just saw. Sorry if you're in here live. There was just the Echo and the Bunnymen album. I hope I get some music people in here eventually. Not that I'm not appreciative of everybody that comes in, especially my buddy Cornfarts. But I didn't expect much crossover, considering the fact I was a fishing show, and bass fishermen to music, yeah, well, it's kind of a stretch. I thought I was pretty unusual to have such a musical history and be a bass fisherman. Howard Jones. My brain's still working. Yeah. And I knows big words. I is intelligent. Yeah, Howard Jones, he was a plumber before he stumbled into music. Yeah, he was a butt crack. And now he's a famous butt crack singer. Him I would consider new wave. This is cheesy enough to, I mean, the music itself is kind of poppy. Kind of like, that boy band kind of feel. NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. That's what new wave was. It was sort of a earlier boy band feel. Catchy. Fun to get drunk to, but not serious. Kind of like Howard Jones. Still fun music, though. Yeah, most of the now, from this point on, most of the tapes will have this flavor. This was my music for a good half a decade. Started out punk and mod and ended dancing. I was a very dedicated clubber at this point. more of a clubber than a skater at this point. And then in '86, I built the ramp at my house and was equal skater clubber. But not a street skater. I was a ramp skater. I was a vert skater. I didn't mess around. I didn't skate much in the street. Did we end? Yeah, it looks like it. Alrighty. Flip side time. Ah, that's such a good tape. On this side, I think this is Vitamin Z. Yeah, this is the name of the band is Vitamin Z, and they're what we called Neuromantics. They were a neuro band, kind of like Spandau Ballet, Aha. Yeah, I don't know. That was our definition of was neuros. They were kind of like goths, but they were a little less dark. And they were kind of like emos, but not as emotional. But they were the neuros. They were kind of, yeah, Trip to Nowhere, I think was the name of the song. Their dress was kind of like, I don't know how to explain. They were kind of like a gay drag queen. They were feminine, but they weren't. They were a masculine feminine, not a masculine being a feminine. I don't know. They were, yeah. It's the best way I can describe it. They were like I don't know. They were like a gay drag queen. If that makes any sense. They were sort of feminine, but you knew they were a guy. That was weird. But yeah, this Aha was the biggest, in my mind, neuro band. But this Vitamin Z song here was the definition of a neuro song. And Spandau Ballet. Still a really good song. But you can tell it's a little lighter than the gothic music. It doesn't have that darkness to it. I totally forgot about Vitamin Z. Kind of a weird name for a band, but and I'm pretty sure they were a one-hit wonder. This was it, and it was an underground hit. I don't know if that had much radio play. Ooh, this is a great band too. One-hit wonder again. B-Movie. Nowhere Girl. Again, sort of that electric gothy feel. Kind of that Depeche Mode, New Order feel. Cure. I think this was their only hit. I don't know if I ever found this 12-inch. And actually, I think either I found it or we had it at the club that I DJed. When I went through all the 80s music, I found this 12-inch of B-Movie. I was like blown away. Oh, I got warning. It's charge 'em time. Yay, I'm charging. Yeah, we run on the same patterns. Wow, yeah, this is an incredible tape. If music people stumble onto my podcast, I really hope they stumble onto this one. Because they'll be impressed with my music. Not that all the rest of them have been shitty, but to me, this is like, they will come. I hope so. Just gotta give them time. Again with the piano. Piano was another big 80s club instrument. That and the synth. Wow. This tape is very, it really pinpoints mid-80s underground club music. It's right on the nail on the head. And I said most of this I'm recording off of a high school radio station, RLS Radio. And I don't think they had any like call names and stuff. All right, you know where I'll be next week, and I'm gonna have the follow-up BASF. I have another exact tape like that with equally grand music. I love this piano section right here. It's got a piano solo. That's an instrument I would love to learn how to play. I love a song with a piano solo. Oh, Money, the Flying Lizards. Another one-hit wonder. This is a great song.
But you can give them to the birds and bees. I want money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
can't say they're a great band. This song is a great,
Your love gives me such a thrill.
but I've never heard any of their other songs. But you can't be named like the Flying Lizards.
That's what I want.
It's kind of like the other band we found that YouTube found. Thick Pigeon was their name. But Money by the Flying Lizards. And this is kind of a new wave song. Or at least classified as new wave.
Money don't get everything, it's true. What it don't get, I can't use. I want money.
I love this song. Need money. That's all I want. Money. It's got a good, what do you call it? Good focus. Money. That right there makes it a new wave song. Kind of funky. Using that synthesizer. It's kind of funking out on me. But then again, 40-year-old tape. It's getting funky. That's what makes it new wave. Going where other songs haven't. X. Los Angeles. X. I think I played that. Sorry. I'm looking at the slideshow that's playing, and I saw the X Los Angeles album cover, so I said, if you don't know, I taped this as a live. Sometimes I probably sound like I'm just going off on a tangent, but if you come in live, you'll realize what makes me go off on the tangent. I'm watching the slideshow. I keep kind of freaking out on this because I want the music to be not competing with me when I talk. And so I think I keep having to turn it up on this side, but then when I listen to it afterwards, so I gotta remember to leave it, I don't know. I'm technically taking over sound stuff right now. But it sounds good, people hear it. This is meant to be a club podcast. This is a chill and listen and learn communication. Music commentary, that's what I call it. on Spotify. I classified it as music commentary.
What you got there?
Oh, this is Thompson Twins. Great band. New wave. I would consider them new wave. New wave and kind of they kind of got that darker tint to them. Great songs, great lyrics, great melodies. It's Thompson Twins, but there's three of them. It's a white guy, a black guy, and a girl, a white girl. But they're Thompson Twins. And they had lots of hits. I can think of like 4 or 5 big hits they had, which is a lot. Especially for the 80s when it was a lot of one-hit wonders. And this is called Doctor Doctor. Great hanging with your chick song. Or AKA makeout song. Wow, this is a memory slap in the face tape. It's like every song it's punching me in the face and making me go, I remember that era. This is sitting in my parents' living room, our house in Pebble Beach, and just creating really good chill tapes. An emotional packed ride of just song after song. Like I said, I had my car, I had a really good stereo, Rabbit, could open up the back hatch and soak the whole beach, because we had a lot of beach bonfires and stuff. I could pull in the parking lot, back in, open the hatch, and just, I could blare it, because it was aiming. Oh, that was 94.5, huh? The Cure. Just like heaven. But when I turned around and backed off, it's aiming out into the ocean. There's no houses, there's nobody out there, so the music went. So we'd be there, we'd have our band fire, I'd be blaring it, and it wouldn't interrupt anybody, and nobody would be calling the cops, and we'd be sitting listening to this great music. I have a videotape of me lip syncing to this in the dorms. I have it sitting right behind me. I haven't fed it into the computer, but I'm singing, and my friend Doug, David Reddy, nicknamed Doug, is in the background pretending to play the drums because he actually was a drummer. And I'm Robert Smith. Just I saw it once, and I didn't have room on my hard drive, so I didn't feed it in. But I got to. It's still there. I want to watch myself. It's kind of, it's cringe right now to watch myself think I was so cool and be a lead singer. But that's life. Life's about looking back and seeing yourself be pretty cringe to be a millennial. Yeah, this might have been The Cure's biggest hit. It was a huge, top 40 hit. And this was written about his wife. Wait. No, this is, what am I saying? Just like Heaven. Duh. This is With or Without You. I just had a stroke moment, sorry. But yeah, I think that's why I think my lip syncing and karaoke was to Just Like Heaven, or With or Without You. But I was thinking about Just Like Heaven, which was there. It sounds a little like this. It's just as fun and poppy, but yeah, that total stroke moment there. Wow. Okay. Back to Who Is This? Oh, this is The Time? I'm gonna cheat and look this one up. The Alarm. There we go. Sorry, I cheated and looked at the tape, but this is The Alarm. They were kind of a U2 kind of knockoff. They had some hits. This is one of them. But they have they're very alternative rock, but a U2-esque. They have that U2 guitar. That same riffs. This is about as rocky as I got with my music. Well, this and later on I actually got into Guns N' Roses and Metallica. But as far as my core music, this is about as rock and roll as I got. U2 and The Alarm. But totally a great band. If you like this song, ask Google, show me more The Alarm. This is very U2. U2 In Excess. Good lyrics too. yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many albums they had. They had at least this one. Wow, yeah, that's a band I haven't thought of in a long time. The Alarm. Also kind of remind me of the Smithereens. Smithereens have this kind of feel. More of that rock sound, the rock and roll sound, instead of that electro gothic-y sound. It's a great song. I forget how. Wow. I am impressed with this tape. I'll put it on one of the in the top 10 of my 80s tapes for sure. Ooh, maybe that's something I could do. Like I could do like a survey thing and have people vote for the top 10 tapes of my 80s tapes. That might be fun. Top 10 podcasts. Because each podcast, well, these now, it's a tape per podcast. In the beginning, I did 2 tapes or 1.5 tapes during a podcast, but for now on out, it's always going to be just 1 tape per podcast. But at first, I had some 20-minute tapes, I had some 1.5-hour tapes, I had some 2-hour tapes, I had a lot of just hour tapes, so I tried to keep it to
All right.
1.5 hours, hour and 40 minutes. God, who is this? Ah. I'm drawing a blank. I remember the song. God. I'm drawing a blank. It's got the same sound, obviously. I hope YouTube finds this one as well. Is this? No, I don't think it's The Damned. I remember the lyrics. I remember the. Oh man. This really drives me crazy. It's so Oh well. Don't kill yourself over it. Just let YouTube find it. Save Like Furs? No. It's another band I just remembered. Yeah, sound like this. It's got a great guitar in it. It's kind of like I sound kind of like the Cult maybe. Is this a Cult? Remember the Cult, Seashell Sanctuary, and Firewoman? No, God, this is In Excess? Don't know. I made some guesses. Let's hopefully YouTube corrects me.
Cheers.
Well, see, he was gonna say that. Oh God. Strings. Or it could have been actual strings, or the synthesizer has string sounds too. Oh God. Oh God. It's a gothic song, a gothic-y song. Who is this? Is this Camouflage? I don't think it's Depeche Mode. Great song. It's got the darkness. It's got the strings. Place to working. Soft cell? God, I know the voice. Wow, this is such a great song. I know I recorded it. Yeah, that's a horn. The? No, I don't think so. No. That's the sax, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the sax. God, I know that voice. Is this Bauhaus? Is that Trent Reznor? It almost sounds like Bowie. The voice almost sounds like Bowie. Again, hopefully YouTube will find it. It's a great gothic-y song, though. I'm not this dark of a person, I swear. I think, what's after this? Oh, this is a good transition. Hey, right there. That was a bitchin' cut. Did you hear that transition from song to song? That kid did a perfect job. Ah, who is this? This is... Ah, I think this is In Excess. I think this might be In Excess. Off their album before Kick. Yeah, this, I think this might be In Excess. Yeah, I'm calling In Excess. Don't change. It's kind of sad this guy ended up killing himself. He killed himself trying to choke himself while whacking off. It was just, they found him hanging with a whole bunch of naked pictures of women in front of him. It's a like fetish thing where I guess it enhances the orgasm by almost choking out during the orgasm. I don't know. But yeah, I'm calling In Excess. Yeah, their album, I have it. It's going to be one of these tapes later on. I have Kick by In Excess. At least the tape says that. I don't know if that's actually what is on it, but this is Shabu Shaba. This is off Shabu Shaba, which was their first album. Then they did Kick, which was a huge hit. Like every song on it was a hit. And then he accidentally killed himself, and that was the end of In Excess. Now, it'd be funny if I said all this and it ends up not being In Excess, but I'm almost positive. Again, 40-year-old tape. But no matter the band, it's a hit. Now this tape is just wow. I'm patting myself on the back for this tape. This bitchin' song after bitchin' song after bitchin' song. It's just wow. Now I know why I did this song, this tape as the thumbnail. It's the pinnacle of my 80s tapes. Yeah, if anybody said, hey, what is your, you know, what do you in music? I'd say Listen to this. That's me.
Don't cheat.
Ooh, I have a good story about this song. Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads. In the 80s, summertime was tourist hunting season. Me and my friends even had a contest one summer on who could hook up with the most tourists. I won with 11, by the way. But anyway, I met a girl. We started talking about music. She was sort of a gothic girl, but a clubber. She was here with her parents. And this song is on the album Stop Making Sense. It's a live album by the Talking Heads. She said she had the album. She asked me to come over and listen to her. Her parents were going away. They were here in their summer house. They were going to a play or something. She was going to be home alone, wanted me to come over. Said, hey, you want to dance to Psycho Killer? I love that song. I love dancing. So I went over. Her house was down in what they call nicknamed Monastery Beach, where the river comes out, the Carmel River, Carmel Valley. House is on the beach. It had to be $1 million house. I mean, a house on the beach in Carmel? I don't know what it's worth now, but back then it had to be. Went in, we danced to this song. We took our wine, we took it out to the patio, we sat down at a table out there, and we listened to the rest of the album, and then I ended up leaving and going to a party my friends were having or something, but that's a core memory of the song. Hanging out at some tourist house, blaring this song. It's just as loud as we could. And dancing to it. And then sipping wine and listening to the rest of the album. On the beach in Carmel. And on the patio of a house on the beach in Carmel. There's only a few houses down there. There's like 10 or 11 of them that actually are up again. Well, it's kind of like, well, back then it was beach. Now it's more marshy area or more, I don't know, it's the sand in the mouth of the river. But anyway, that's you have core memories about music. And for some reason, Psycho Killer, tourist chick, dancing in your living room, drinking wine. But a great, it's like almost the pinnacle of underground club songs. Psycho Killer by Talking Heads. And it's live. Wow, this is such a good tape. That's almost what the girl looked like. Sorry. See, live. Alright, oh, this is Pet Shop Boys again. West End Girls. I think this is a different mix though. I would assume I wouldn't have the same mix twice on the same tape. Anyway, a lot of the mixes sound almost identical. I tend to think it was just they need to put more than one thing on the album to get you to buy it. So, yeah, let's put on 4 versions of West End Girls. Anyway, they're all almost identical. It sounded like it skipped. I don't have any core memories of this song. No, it switched. This is now. This isn't West End Girls. This is a different song. So I tried to be fancy right there, and I think that was my mix. I went from West End Girls and then into this song, which is Do It Now. Wow, I was trying to get fancy anyway. Now you can do it on a computer, and you can do perfect mixes. But that was me trying to do a mix on a tape. And I heard it right away. I heard that little jump. But I must say, pretty good for a tape-to-tape kind of edit. A Man Can Get Arrested. That's the name of the song. But yes, Pet Shop Boys. Still a fun song. We're at 142. And my battery's back up to 46. So my battery warns me to plug in at 15%. So it's taking me 50% up to 46% now. So it's a good little backup battery I have. This is one of their, I don't know, I liked it. I never heard this song in a club. I don't know if it ever really, when I was a DJ, I didn't even play it. But it's a cool kickback chill song. We're at 144, so this might be the last song. Let me see. Yeah, we're close. Wow. There you go. There's another. I've had other tapes have had the Pet Shop Boys on it, besides their quintessential hit, West End Girls. But, yeah. Now we're going to see if this is the end. Yeah, I think so. Like that's pretty good. So one of the hardest things with tapes is, yep, there we go. Unless you plan it out with pen and pad and plan it all and everything, usually on a tape you'll have a song just end. Because you look at it and you're like, yeah, I might have enough for one more song. You put it in, you record, and inevitably, right about 5, 10 seconds before the end of the song, it looks cut off. And you're like, ah, damn it, oh well. Okay, so there we go. That was a really good tape. And from here on out, like I've said this before, but from here on out with the like 10 or 20 tapes I have left, this is anyway, they're not going to be nowhere as bitchin' as this tape, but they're gonna be close. It's gonna be this style. That's me. That's what I did. That was my music. So if you love this one more than you really like the other ones, come back. Or if you stumble onto this one, check the date this podcast aired and look for podcasts afterwards and put it in, listen to it. Because if you love this music, you're going to love all those. And well, guys, in, and I'll see you next week.